Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Well with Mika, where we talk real wellness for your real life. I'm Mika, your cultural wellness ally, and today we're talking about morning routines. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. Praying that 2025 gives what it needs to give and you make the most of it, okay? So let's get into it. I know you've heard and seen a million ways to optimize your morning routine, but we're going to get real about creating a personalized one that you'll actually stick to. Okay, so this episode was birthed by a request from my gorgeous Inside and Out former client who asked about creating morning and evening routines. And additionally, I know how social media gets. Timelines flooded with the perfect morning routine reels. Wake up at 5, meditate for an hour, run 5 miles, journal 3 pages, make a green smoothie, and organize your entire life all before 7 a.m. Right. And I'm like, okay, where's the robot? Where's the outlet? Because that's not real. Okay, but I'm joking. But I know for some people, they could squeeze that in. But more importantly, I'm thinking that I hope no one is watching that who has real life challenges, kids or family or other responsibilities that can't possibly fit that into a morning and feel rejuvenated and energized and great for a sustainable amount of time. Okay. And I definitely don't want you to feel inadequate after watching something like that. That's why in this episode, it's going to be a little different. We're going to break down the science of why some morning routines work and others don't, help you understand your body's natural rhythm, create a morning routine that actually fits your life. All right, well, let's start with a simple truth. The perfect morning routine is the one that works for you. I want you to remember that. We're not going to compare, we're going to find the one that works for you. Let's talk about chronotypes. Your body's natural sleep wake rhythm. There are 4 types. We have the lions. Those are the early birds who thrive in the morning. Morning time is like, yes, let's do this. Then we have the bears. That's where most of us sit in the bear category. We follow the sun. Okay, so sun comes up, it's like, all right, let's get this going. And those are the bears. Now the wolves are your night owls, those who peak later on in the day. And then we have your dolphins, the light sleepers with irregular sleep patterns. Now, this isn't just some cutesy categorization. It's actually based on biology, on genetic differences, and how our bodies regulate sleep and wake cycles. So, your chronotype, in addition, of course, to other factors, affects your energy and focus throughout the day. So, if the 5 a.m. is the only time successful people wake up advice doesn't work for you, don't beat yourself up or feel like a failure. Find your right rhythm and you'll be successful too. We got options, sis. You got options, all right? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Mika, this is great, but I have kids, or my job starts 7 o'clock regardless of my chronotype. What are you saying? Look, I hear you. I understand. That's why we have to get practical. Knowing your chronotype is more to help you be self aware and adjust when possible. I think of chronotypes as being on a spectrum rather than strict and rigid categories that we fall into. Many factors affect our sleep and wake cycles. It would be very hard and very privileged to be able to live our lives strictly based on our chronotypes. That would be a dream, okay? But society is not structured like that. So here's what I mean by being practical instead. Instead of giving you a strict routine to follow, let's create something that I call routine anchors. So these are 2 or 3 non-negotiable actions that signal to your body and mind that the day is starting, you are ready, you are good to go, regardless of what time you wake up. So for parents, this could be taking 3 deep breaths before getting out of bed, drinking water while helping the kids, or just playing some upbeat music to get everybody, including yourself, of course, going, while you get your day started. For shift workers, it might mean setting your clothes out the night before, maybe using light therapy or a simple pre-work meditation. Even 5 minutes counts. So now let's talk about the science and what it actually says and what actually matters in the morning and how to make it work for real life. So number 1 is light exposure. The science says morning light exposure helps regulate your circadian rhythm and boosts alertness. So studies show it can improve mood and energy levels throughout the day. So let's put it into our real life. So the real way, let's say you can go out. We have different levels, right? You can go out for a walk before 9 a.m., before you get on the road for work or before you log on. You can get out, you get some sunlight, which is the best, and you look up towards the sky, get that good sunlight in your eyes. Of course, you don't look directly at the sun, that goes without saying. And and that's how you get your sunlight in. Or you can't get out for that long. You can't take a half hour walk. You could just maybe get 5 or 10 minutes. Perfectly fine. Go out, get 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe just go out and look up at the sky. 3 minutes minimum. And you get your good sunlight, you get some fresh air. And then that's the lower level version or the different version, a simplified version of a pared down version of the 30-minute walk and get sunlight in your eyes version, okay? And then if that can't work, listen, turn on all those bright lights in your house. If you could get a light therapy lamp, do that, but get some light in your eyes, okay? So even the artificial bright light helps. It is not as potent as getting out for some sunlight, but it's better than nothing, okay? Number 2 is movement. The science says morning movement increases blood flow and helps regulate cortisol levels. Now, the real way, practically, if you cannot get in, let's say, an hour-long workout in the morning, it's okay. You can do some simple stretches. You can do a 5 to 10 minute mobility routine. You can just maybe go up and down the steps or back and forth a couple of times while you're brewing your coffee or boiling water for your tea, whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe just double up on it so that you can get some movement in, okay? Dance while you're brushing your teeth, squat while you're brushing your teeth, march in place while you're brushing your teeth. Just the point is to get your body moving, okay? Now, number 3 is hydration. The science says you wake up naturally dehydrated after hours of sleep. So what you can do practically, keep something by your bed, your reusable bottle of water by your bed or in the bathroom if you like, and just have that so when you wake up or right after you brush your teeth, you can drink a full glass of water and you could feel, you could rehydrate yourself. And it just makes it easier. So once your brain gets fully online, you're like, okay, good. I'm good. I'm hydrated. I feel more ready. Okay. So now here's something I also want you to remember. You can have both a minimal and an optimal routine. So a minimal routine could be 10 minutes or less. You get your basic hygiene done, you get your water in, and you have one anchor habit, the whether that's the light exposure, whether that's the movement, whether it's meditation, whatever it is that you chose as your anchor habit, you do that. That's 10 minutes or less. Now, your optimal routine, when you have time, is everything in that minimal routine. You can either double up the time, you could add in some extra self-care practices, add in a full movement or exercise routine, and, just prepare for the rest of the day. Whatever you need to do, you add it on to that optimal routine. The key is your minimal routine should be so simple you can do it on your worst day. Okay, so you want to have both a pared down routine and a more optimal routine so that you don't feel like, if something doesn't go right, you just feel like crap. No, you have a go-to. Okay, have your go-to so all right, I don't have time to do all of this, but I'm going to do these 3 things. All right, so let's talk about what some of the common pitfalls are. What usually trips people up when creating morning routines, and here's how we're going to deal with them. Is number 1 is the all or nothing trap. You know what I'm talking about. You miss one part of your routine, just like I was just saying, and you feel like your whole morning is ruined. It's like it's all to shit, it's done, it's crap. That's your perfectionism talking, not wisdom. Remember, progress over perfection. If you miss your morning walk, you haven't failed. Just move on to the next part of your routine. Walk later on in the day. Okay? Yeah, it didn't go perfectly, according to plan, but it's all right. Number 2 is copying someone else's routine. This is what we spoke about in the beginning. Listen, I love seeing other people's routines for inspiration, but the truth is, what works for that person might not work for you, and that is just okay. Their life, schedule, responsibilities, and biology do not match yours. They're not completely in line with yours. You have to create your own. And then number three pitfall is trying to change everything at once. Your brain loves consistency and resists sudden change. That's not you being lazy. That's just the neuroscience. That's just what it is. Start with one small change and let it become automatic before adding more. So here's what we're going to do to try to find what works for you. You're going to pick one thing to add to your current morning routine, okay? Try it for 2 weeks. That's long enough to see if it fits your life. And then rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. How did it make you feel? Was it sustainable? Did it add value to your day? If if it scores like too low, then maybe you want to modify it, okay? No, don't feel guilty about it. Just say, okay, let me try something different, or just let that go and move on to something else, okay? It's all right. This is trial and error. You're going to try until you get it right, okay? That's the name of the game. So your challenge this week, commit to noticing your natural patterns and experimenting with one anchor habit that feels right for you. Notice, when do you naturally feel most alert? What parts of your morning feel good? What feels forced, okay? Beautiful people, your morning routine isn't about perfection. It's about creating a day that feels good to you. Start with a good night's sleep, find your rhythm, pick your anchors, and keep it simple. I'll be doing a part two, so feel free to comment with any questions or send me an email at talktocoachmika@gmail.com. Share your observations with me using hashtag #WellWithMikaMornings. I'd love to hear what you discover. Until next time, take care of yourself, and as always, happy health and peace.